because grandma don't be doing nothing.
Is that for girls?
It's for girls, but you cannot, don't you be using your mamas, and don't be using none of them, nobody else's, okay? Only your grandma's, because she don't be doing none of that stuff.
Is this better?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Ask them how it look. Tell them do you give me a 1 to 10? Ask them what they score your makeup.
Scored my makeup.
The internet has officially entered its somebody take. Blueface's phone away immediately era, because what exactly is happening over there? 1 minute everybody thought the CHRISEAN chapter was buried deeper than old Zeus Network reunion footage, and the next minute, boom. People are screaming that CHRISEAN might be sliding right back into the chaos while NEVAEH and KARLISSA are allegedly sitting on the sidelines looking like contestants trapped inside the world's most toxic reality show. And listen, social media did not react calmly, not even a little bit. The timeline exploded harder than a reality TV table flip during a season finale argument about missing chains and fake loyalty. Fans started acting like FBI agents with Wi-Fi. The second clips, comments, reactions, and shady posts began circulating online. Suddenly, everybody became a body language expert, an Instagram detective, and a certified relationship therapist overnight. People were zooming into videos, analyzing facial expressions like they were reviewing Marvel post-credit scenes. 4 hidden clues. One fan literally said this situation has more plot twists than a Fast and Furious movie after the 7th sequel. And honestly, they might not even be wrong. Because somehow every single person connected to Blueface ends up trapped inside emotional WrestleMania with extra confusion and bonus chaos. Then came KARLISSA. OEA and social media lost its mind the second people thought she reacted to CHRISEAN, possibly spinning the block again. Suddenly, fans were dissecting every live stream, every caption, every side eye, every suspicious pause like it was courtroom evidence. Meanwhile, NEVAEH's name got dragged right into the tornado too. And that's when the internet transformed into pure demolition mode. Everybody started arguing over loyalty, attention, clout, fake peace, messy timelines, and weather. Blueface enjoys chaos more than oxygen itself. At this point, the man's love life looks less like relationships and more like a multiplayer survival game, where everybody keeps respawning into new drama. And just when people thought things could not possibly get more embarrassing, more confusing, or more explosive, another reaction surfaced that sent fans spiraling into complete meltdown mode. Suddenly, people were screaming that somebody looked bothered, somebody looked hurt, somebody looked petty, and somebody looked too comfortable around old energy. But the craziest part? Nobody can even agree on what's actually true anymore. The internet has become one giant screaming match with screenshots, conspiracy theories, and TikTok detectives throwing emotional grenades every 5 seconds. Now fans are asking one terrifying question nobody seems ready to answer. Really, is returning to Blueface's orbit again? Then what exactly happens to everybody else caught in this emotional hurricane? Because based on these reactions, this story is nowhere near over. Now let's talk about how this entire circus allegedly started spinning again. Because the internet did not just wake up randomly and decide to scream into the void for entertainment. No, people began noticing tiny little clues stacking up like unpaid bills in Blueface's emotional household. First, there were whispers online that CHRISEAN'S name was suddenly floating around his circle again. Then fans started reposting old clips, comparing recent live stream energy, and acting like digital archaeologists uncovering ancient toxic artifacts from the Zeus cinematic universe. The second those rumors started bubbling up, social media transformed into pure survival mode. Everybody suddenly had inside information. Everybody's cousin supposedly knew somebody close to the situation. And every TikTok creator started speaking like they worked directly for TMZ after one energy drink and 2 blurry screenshots. Some fans were celebrating like divorced parents just announced they were getting back together for the holidays. Other fans, absolutely horrified. People were typing in all caps like their keyboards personally offended them. And somehow every road lead right back to Karlissa. Because you already know the internet loves dragging Karlissa into anything involving Blueface and CHRISEAN. The moment people thought she reacted to the rumors, social media started behaving like somebody rang the emergency alarm inside a reality show mansion. Folks were replaying clips frame by frame, trying to decode whether she looked annoyed, exhausted, shady, amused, or just completely over the entire situation. One comment literally said, "Karlissa looks like she's tired of starring in the longest-running soap opera on Earth." Honestly, that might have been the calmest reaction online. Meanwhile, NEVAEH's name started getting tossed into conversations so fast it looked like the internet was playing hot potato with drama. Suddenly, people were debating whether she felt blindsided, irritated, unbothered, or secretly expecting this all along. And let's be honest here. The internet loves building emotional storylines even when nobody directly says anything. Fans will see one sad emoji and suddenly create a 20-part conspiracy theory with charts, timelines, and dramatic background music. At this point, social media doesn't need evidence. It just needs Wi-Fi and boredom. Then came the live stream. Clips? Oh, and once those started circulating, it was over. People began zooming into facial expressions harder than sports. Analysts reviewing controversial referee calls during the NBA Finals. One tiny glance turned into 10,000 tweets. One awkward pause became proof that somebody was secretly furious. A random laugh suddenly became evidence of hidden tension. The internet turned into a giant detective agency where absolutely nobody had facts, but everybody had confidence. And somehow every theory sounded more dramatic than the last one. Fans especially lost it after people started comparing the current situation to Blueface and CHRISEAN'S old chaotic era together. You remember that era? Pure emotional demolition derby energy, 24 hours a day. Their relationship had more screaming, crying, breaking up, reuniting, and internet warfare than 5 reality shows combined. At one point, people online were acting like their relationship was basically the Avengers of toxicity. Every week, there was another twist, another argument, another public moment that sent social media into cardiac arrest, so the second fans even thought there was a possibility of CHRISEAN returning to that orbit again. The internet reacted like somebody announced the return of a canceled TV series nobody emotionally recovered from. Some people were excited because they claimed the chaos was entertaining, which is honestly terrifying when you think about it. Others were begging everybody involved to stay far away from each other before the timeline turned into emotional Hunger Games all over again. But did that stop people from obsessing? Absolutely not. Chaos is social media's favorite genre. Then another layer got added to the mess when fans began dragging old interviews, old comments, and old family drama back into circulation. Suddenly, clips from months ago started resurfacing like horror movie villains nobody successfully defeated. People were reposting Karlissa reactions from the past, comparing them to current energy, and claiming there were hidden signs all along. Meanwhile, other fans were saying everybody needed therapy, privacy, peace, sage, holy water, and probably a NASA-level security system to escape the chaos surrounding Blueface's love life. And let's talk about Blueface himself for a second, because the internet was absolutely flaming this man left and right. People kept joking that he somehow attracts drama the way cartoons attract lightning strikes. One viral comment said, Blueface could walk into a library and somehow cause 3 breakups, 2 live streams, and a Twitter war. Another person compared his personal life to WWE Monday Night Raw because every episode somehow ends with betrayal, screaming, and somebody emotionally jumping off the top rope into disaster. The memes were getting more ruthless by the minute, but the real reason fans were spiraling wasn't just because of possible reunion rumors. It was because nobody could figure out what anybody's actual role was anymore. People kept asking whether CHRISEAN'S was truly back around him, whether Karlissa approved, whether NEVAEH felt played, or whether social media was simply creating another dramatic hurricane out of random internet crumbs. And honestly, that confusion made everything 10 times worse. Because once the internet senses uncertainty, it immediately fills the gaps with the most chaotic storyline possible. Then, things got even messier when fan pages started posting side-by-side comparisons of recent reactions, captions, and live stream moments. Suddenly, people were analyzing who unfollowed who liked which post, and who looked too happy during certain videos. It became less like celebrity gossip and more like a giant digital escape room where everybody was trying to unlock the next scandal. One TikTok creator literally made a 7-minute breakdown explaining emotional tension levels between everybody involved, like they were studying geopolitical conflict. Humanity is truly in its final form. But underneath all the memes, sarcasm, and screaming reactions, there was one thing everybody secretly agreed on. If CHRISEAN really is sliding back into Blueface's world again, then this entire situation is about to become nuclear. Because history already showed fans exactly how explosive that connection can become once emotions, tension, family opinions, and internet pressure all collide together. And based on the reactions already flooding social media, people are bracing themselves for a level of chaos that could make previous drama look calm by comparison. And just when fans thought they had finally pieced together what was happening behind the scenes, another unexpected reaction surfaced online that completely changed the energy. Again, the moment that new reactions started circulating online, social media basically transformed into a digital riot with Wi-Fi. I'm talking full-blown chaos. People were reposting clips faster than gossip blogs during celebrity divorce season. And suddenly, everybody had a brand new theory about who was hurt, who was pretending not to care, and who secretly wanted all the attention back on them. The timeline looked like somebody dropped a flaming grenade into the middle of reality TV, Twitter, and just walked away smiling. Fans especially went insane over the possibility that CHRISEAN'S return might completely shift the balance inside Blueface's already chaotic universe. Because, let's be real, every single time these names end up connected again, the internet behaves like the season finale of a Zeus show mixed with WWE backstage drama and a Kardashian cheating scandal all mashed together inside one giant blender of confusion. Nothing about this situation ever stays calm. It escalates faster than a group chat argument at 2 in the morning. Then came the memes. Oh, the memes were absolutely violent. One viral post compared Blueface's love life to a Marvel multiverse where every version of chaos somehow exists simultaneously. Another person posted a fake movie poster called Fast and Toxic 11, Return of the Red Flags. Somebody else said Karlissa deserves hazard pay for surviving this emotional roller coaster for so long. And honestly, the internet was cooking everybody involved equally. Nobody escaped the jokes, not even close. Meanwhile, fan pages kept pushing the narrative harder and harder by reposting evidence that allegedly showed tension brewing behind the scenes. Every live stream comment became suspicious. Every repost became calculated. Every facial expression turned into a 30-minute TikTok breakdown narrated like a true crime documentary. At this point, people were analyzing Instagram stories harder than scientists analyzing alien signals from outer space. One blurry screenshot had fans acting like they uncovered classified government documents. The dramatics were reaching Olympic levels. And then people started dragging old CHRISEAN and Blueface moments back onto the timeline again, which made everything 100 times worse. Suddenly, old clips of arguments, emotional breakdowns, public meltdowns, and chaotic reunions started resurfacing everywhere. Fans began saying things like, "We survived this once already," while simultaneously reposting every toxic clip for entertainment. Social media has the memory of an elephant, and the emotional maturity of a raccoon drinking expired soda behind a gas station. The cycle never ends. But the real gasoline on the fire came when fans started debating whether NEVAEH was being shaded indirectly by all this attention surrounding CHRISEAN again. And listen, once fan bases start picking sides online, things get ugly fast. Suddenly, timelines were flooded with arguments, subtweets, reaction videos, and dramatic commentary from people who somehow sounded personally betrayed by the entire situation. You would think folks were involved in the relationships themselves, the way they were crashing out online. Everybody became emotionally invested overnight. Some fans claimed NEVAEH deserved better treatment and accused Blueface of constantly creating confusion around the women connected to him. Others argued that the internet was exaggerating everything and turning random interactions into blockbuster-level scandals. But of course, social media does not enjoy peace. Peace does not get views. Peace does not trend. Chaos trends. Drama trends. Emotional destruction with dramatic music in the background trends. So naturally, everybody kept feeding the fire until the situation looked bigger than an actual celebrity scandal documentary. Then Karlissa entered the conversation again, and that's when the timeline completely lost its mind. People started claiming her reactions looked telling, whatever that means in internet detective language. One side of the internet swore she looked annoyed beyond belief. Another side claimed she looked entertained. A third group insisted she looked emotionally exhausted from years of non-stop family chaos. Meanwhile, Karlissa was probably just breathing. Normally, while the internet wrote 12 conspiracy theories around her blinking pattern, social media really needs hobbies. The funniest part was watching fans pretend they had sources close to the situation when the source was clearly just somebody's cousin reposting a TikTok with dramatic music and crying emojis. But that didn't stop the internet from treating every rumor like official breaking news. One creator literally spoke for 10 straight minutes about energy shifts surrounding Blueface and CHRISEAN, like they were analyzing ancient prophecies instead of celebrity gossip. Another fan said this entire saga deserves its own streaming service category called emotionally unstable cinema. And somehow, through all the screaming reactions and confusion, Blueface kept remaining at the center of the storm like a man who accidentally unlocked unlimited chaos mode. People online started joking that he has the supernatural ability to generate drama simply by existing near a phone with internet access. One viral tweet said Blueface could post a picture of cereal and somehow start 3 relationship rumors, 4 family feuds, and a live stream war. Honestly, that might actually be scientifically accurate at this point. But underneath the jokes, there was also real tension brewing, because fans could tell this situation was affecting reputations in real time. People began questioning loyalty, intentions, and whether anybody involved truly moved on from the past. Some viewers accused everybody of clout chasing. Others claimed the emotions were genuine but completely unhealthy. And then there were fans who simply grabbed popcorn and watched the chaos unfold like it was the greatest reality show ever created by emotionally unstable producers with no sleep and unlimited internet access. Then came the biggest twist yet. A new clip started circulating where fans claimed somebody looked way too comfortable discussing CHRISEAN again. And instantly the timeline detonated for the 100th time that week. Suddenly, people were screaming that this proved the rumors were real. Others called it fake hype created for attention. But by then, it honestly didn't matter anymore, because the internet had already chosen violence. Everybody was yelling, theorizing, arguing, reposting, reacting, and spiraling deeper into the madness by the hour. And just when it seemed like the chaos had finally peaked, an unexpected revelation started leaking online that threatened to flip everybody's understanding of the situation upside down. Just when the internet thought the situation had already reached maximum disaster levels, a new rumor started spreading online that completely flipped the energy upside down. Suddenly, people were claiming there were conversations happening behind the scenes that nobody knew about before. And once that hit social media, oh, it was over. Fan pages started posting cryptic captions. Reaction channels began uploading 10 videos an hour, and TikTok detectives started acting like they were solving a national emergency instead of celebrity. Relationship chaos. The craziest part was watching how fast everybody's alliances seemed to shift in real time. 1 minute fans were defending NEVAEH with full emotional speeches like they were auditioning for courtroom dramas. And the next minute, people were suddenly sympathizing with Karlissa after old clips resurfaced showing how exhausted she looked, dealing with non-stop public chaos. Then CHRISEAN'S supporters jumped back into the conversation, swinging like WWE wrestlers entering the ring with folding chairs. The internet became a giant emotional battlefield with absolutely no referee in sight. Meanwhile, Blueface was still sitting at the center of the hurricane while social media kept trying to decode every tiny move connected to him. People started claiming his silence was suspicious. Others said he enjoyed watching everybody spiral online because attention follows him like pigeons chasing breadcrumbs in a parking lot. One viral comment said, "Blueface's life hasn't known peace since 2019. Another person replied, "Neither has ours." Honestly, that exchange perfectly summarized the entire internet mood at that point. Everybody looked emotionally exhausted, but weirdly entertained at the same time. Then things got darker when fans began discussing the emotional fallout from all this constant public drama. Because underneath the memes and sarcasm, people started realizing how messy this entire cycle had become for everybody involved. Relationships kept turning into content. Emotions kept becoming entertainment. Every reaction became another trending topic. Every misunderstanding became another viral debate. The internet was treating real people like characters trapped inside an endless reality show reboot nobody could escape from, no matter how many seasons already aired. And let's talk about reputations for a second, because social media was absolutely dragging everybody through the mud depending on which side fans supported. Some viewers accused CHRISEAN of returning to chaos she should have left behind long ago. Others blamed Blueface entirely for creating emotional confusion around every woman connected to him. Meanwhile, Karlissa and NEVAEH kept getting pulled into non-stop online conversations whether they wanted to or not. At this point, the situation was spreading faster than celebrity cheating rumors during award season. Nobody could avoid it. Then another unexpected twist landed online when fans noticed certain posts disappearing and reappearing across social media pages. And that sent conspiracy theories into another galaxy entirely. Suddenly, people believed somebody was trying to hide evidence. Others claimed certain reactions were staged for attention. A few fans even started saying the entire situation looked like a Zeus producer secretly wrote the storyline after drinking 6 energy drinks and binge-watching reality TV reunions at 3 in the morning. The theories became more dramatic every single hour, but the real tension exploded when viewers started questioning whether CHRISEAN'S possible return would permanently change the relationships between everybody involved moving forward. Because even if nothing official was confirmed, the reactions alone already caused emotional earthquakes online. Fans kept asking whether trust was broken, whether loyalty disappeared, or whether everybody was simply trapped inside a toxic cycle that keeps repeating itself every few months with new screenshots and louder arguments. Social media basically turned into group therapy hosted by chaos demons. Then came the moment that really sent people spiraling. A clip started circulating where fans believed somebody accidentally revealed more than they intended during a conversation online. The second that clip spread, the internet reacted like somebody leaked the ending to a billion-dollar movie franchise. People were screaming in comment sections, reposting slowed-down versions, zooming into reactions, and creating side-by-side comparisons with old footage from months ago. At this point, fans weren't just watching drama anymore. They were conducting forensic investigations with Wi-Fi and emotional instability. And somehow, despite all the confusion, one thing became painfully obvious. Nobody actually knows where any of these relationships truly stand anymore. Every day the narrative changes. Every hour another rumor appears. One second fans think peace is happening, and the next second somebody posts something shady that throws the entire timeline back into meltdown mode. The situation became so chaotic that even casual viewers started saying they needed flowcharts, therapy sessions, and a documentary narrator just to keep up with the emotional plot twists. But the most shocking part of all might be this. Some fans are now convinced this story is only entering a brand new chapter instead of ending. That's right. People genuinely believe the chaos hasn't even fully started yet. Because, according to online speculation, there may still be hidden tensions, unresolved emotions, and behind-the-scenes conversations waiting to explode publicly at any moment. And if that turns out to be true, this entire internet meltdown might end up looking calm compared to what's coming next. So now the timeline sits frozen in pure suspense, waiting for the next live stream, the next reaction, the next shady caption, or the next accidental reveal that could send everybody crashing into another week of non-stop internet warfare. Because when Blueface, CHRISEAN'S, KARLISSA, and NEVAEH all end up connected inside the same online conversation, peace disappears immediately. And judging by the way fans are reacting right now, social media may already be bracing for another level of chaos. Nobody is emotionally prepared to survive. Phew. Somebody please check on the internet, because social media has been collapsing harder than a folding chair at a WWE reunion special. Every single day, this situation somehow gets messier, louder, and more dramatic, like the universe personally refuses to let anybody involved experience peace for longer than 12 minutes. 1 minute, everybody's posting cryptic reactions. The next minute, fans are creating conspiracy theories so complicated they look like FBI evidence boards in crime documentaries. At this point, even the comments section needs emotional support and hydration. But listen, I need y'all to tell me the truth down below, because this whole situation got the timeline looking like a reality show written by people who survive entirely on energy drinks and bad decisions. Do you think CHRISEAN is really making a return to Blueface's chaotic orbit? Do you think KARLISSA is secretly tired of the non-stop madness? Yes. And what about NEVAEH? Because social media is acting like every facial expression, every caption, and every side eye is hiding a secret message from another dimension. The internet detectives are clocked in over time right now. And honestly, the memes alone deserve an award ceremony. Because why are people comparing Blueface's love life to Marvel Multiverse chaos mixed with Zeus? Network survival games and fast and furious emotional damage. One person said this drama has more sequels than a horror movie franchise that refuses to die. Another fan claimed everybody involved needs therapy, Sage, a private island, and maybe a witness protection program from social media itself. The comments section has officially become a digital battlefield with Wi-Fi and zero adult supervision. So don't sit there silently lurking like a mysterious background character in a Netflix drama. Jump into the comments right now and tell me whose side you're on, because this internet war is getting crazier by the hour. And if you enjoyed this messy roller coaster of chaos, confusion, reactions, and emotional demolition, make sure you smash that like button like it owes you rent money and stole your last nerve on the way out. Seriously, hit subscribe so hard your phone starts questioning your emotional stability, and don't forget to turn on those notifications, because you already know this story is not over. The second another live stream drops, another shady reaction appears, or another secret gets exposed online, we are diving headfirst back into the madness together. This is Secret Scoop, where the drama stays loud, the tea stays boiling, and the internet absolutely never sleeps.